Hello all, Jeff here with a new video. Last night we had the Xbox game showcase, which showcased a racing game that I'm very interested in. Forza Motorsport. No, it's not Forza 8, it's just called Forza Motorsport. Coming to Xbox Series X and PC, don't know when, probably won't be till 2021. Thank God, it means I'll save money on getting a cheaper Series X. And for those that are wondering, it's not the first game to actually be called Forza Motorsport with no number at the end. 15 years ago. But here are my thoughts of the new Forza Motorsport. So here comes nothing. So the trailer we saw last night was mainly with this car racing around Laguna Seca, albeit just a corkscrew. The Apollo Intensa Emozioni, basically the new Gumpert Apollo. There were many different race liveries for this car, so that might give us a clue for the next Forza Motorsport. You might get, different race liveries for the same car, which is a plus. In Horizon 4, this is a great car, but I'll be interested to see what it's like on the track. So right now, that's the only kind of gameplay we've seen, just a bunch of Apollos around the corkscrew, and no other part of Laguna Seca. That's all we've seen so far. Now, there was no release date given at all, which tells me that we probably won't get this game until 2021, which is a good thing. It gives Turn 10 time to make sure this game works day one. Think about it, Forza Motorsport 5 rushed for Xbox One, Forza Motorsport 7 rushed for Xbox One X. As a result, so many game crashes and bugs, which have thankfully been fixed now. The only other cars that were shown on this little trailer was this car as you see on screen now, the BAC Mono, and as you'll see later on, the Mazda P2 prototype in the IMSA category. So that's all we've seen, and it looks like the driver's seats are going to make a return as well. But in terms of the gameplay, well, we've got no idea, to be honest. I am a bit bummed that we won't be able to play this on Xbox One, but what can you do? In regards to Turn 10 taking their time making this game, I totally understand. I know a lot of people are very, very angry and have to wait a long time for the next Forza Motorsport game, because let's be honest, Forza Motorsport 7 came out 2017, we probably won't even get the new Forza until 2021, that's a 4-year gap. But just keep in mind, Polyphony takes their time making Gran Turismo games. They want to make it as good as it can possibly be. We'll look at GT Sport. First trailer for that came out in 2015 and we didn't get it until 2017. And I'm glad they took their time, because that is an amazing racing experience. So maybe they're learning from Polyphony to make sure that it runs well, it plays well, and hopefully there's a penalty system in the game day one. Because when Forza 7 was launched, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to have a penalty system day one. We have to wait 2 years for it, and that's a lot more broken than what Polyphony has. So hopefully Turn 10 are focusing on the racing, making sure that's working properly, making sure there's ways where also with the actual racing where all the flogs like to punt people at turn 1 and it ruins everybody's race. Hopefully there's some kind of fix to that, whether that's a PI system or something along those lines. It shows that Turn 10 are actually learning from their peers and their rivals to make sure that this works properly for racing. And another thing to note, I've heard a lot of complaints from people that play Forza 7 on PC saying it doesn't work, blah blah blah. And people are experiencing these issues on PC now in 2020. They're still having the same issues where Forza just lags out on the PC. With that game, it's almost better just to get an Xbox and play it. So maybe Turn 10 are taking their time with that as well, so make sure it works well on PC. So maybe that's what they're focusing on too. So we're just going to have to wait and see. In regards to the tracks, the cars, we'll just have to wait. It was just a little glimpse of what we saw. In the same sense, you look at the trailer for GT7. We didn't just get the trailer for that. We got gameplay as well. Yes, the HUD and the physics seem like the same as GT Sport, but we saw a lot more there than we have here so far. So that suggests that we might get GT7 for PS5 a lot earlier than we'll get Forza on Series X. If that's the case, we could end up getting a PS5 instead. But again, we just have to wait and see. Why am I so passionate about this new Forza game? Well, Forza has been the racing game that I've played the most for years, and if it wasn't for Forza, I probably would never even got into sim racing in the first place. Yeah, I know, Forza's not a sim, but you learn the sim-like characteristics on Forza, like braking points, turning, accelerating out of the corners, which I didn't do well there. So that's why that's why I wanted to say something about this. And keep in mind, I am a Le Mans Esports finalist for this year, so I kind of care about this too, especially for future Le Mans Esports events. So, I just thought I'd better give you my thoughts about this. And yeah, we just have to wait and see what Turn 10 comes up with in the next year or so before release. So, if you want to let me know what you think of the new Forza in the comments, feel free to leave a comment, and yeah, and I'll be more than welcome to any advice or criticism, etc. But there you have it. If you like the video, smash the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more, maybe consider subscribing and tapping the notification icon. Anyway, this is Jeff here, and happy racing. Cheers.